And I am going live. Okay, hi guys, and welcome to another broadcast. Um, it is a really nice. Let's see what day is it. It's a nice Thursday. It's a Thursday night, or is it a Wednesday night? It's a Wednesday night, in Sydney, and I hope you guys are all doing well. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with what's been going on in Sydney, but it has been a pretty wet past couple of weeks to say the least, but I think things are a little bit dry. It's been a little bit dry today, so yeah. Um, yeah, so it's been a while since I've done, the live stream or did a movie review on my YouTube channel. So I thought why not just get back into it again. And yeah, comment, let me know what you think, what thoughts are. Yeah, because it's on fun. So I've kind of hinted at this before that I've been interested in getting into superhero movies that are that are well different to what Marvel and DC have to offer. So I did do um my latest review was The Red Eagle, which is a Thai movie from Thailand, which was their take on a comic book superhero called the Red Eagle. And today we are going to Vietnam because it was a movie that I think that was released in 2017, and it's called Lôi Báo. And yeah, I have to admit that it wasn't easy. I generally do like getting a physical copy just because I do like seeing if they have like features, audio commentary, and all those things. But this movie, yeah, there was not much to go on in terms of DVDs. The only copy that I could find was one that was from Taiwan. So yeah, if you're after English titles, you'll be out of luck. The only one that I could actually get a copy of has Chinese titles. So if you can understand Chinese, I guess maybe that will help. Or obviously, if you understand Vietnamese, that's obviously going to be even better. So yeah, it's interesting take on you know the superhero genre, and yeah, it's well to give a summary. Well, I don't. I do have to give credit to my friends who do understand Vietnamese because without them, I don't think I would have had much. As definitely not much of an understanding of the storyline, and maybe that's not as important in action movies or superhero movies, but in this case, it does help. When it comes to figuring out what's going on. So you have the main character. He is a comic book artist, and I'll get back into that later because it actually comes up in a few interesting ways. He's a comic book artist. He's married with a child, and he just recently found out and got diagnosed with basically stage 4 cancer. So he kind of doesn't have um, much long left. And then a scientist person comes up to him and says, "I've got like a secret experiment. Um, it might help you live. It's one shot. What do you think?" So I guess when you go for stage cancer, you take what you get. I'm not gonna. Yeah. So the experiment is you basically transplant your head onto another person's body. Let's just go with that. Let's just go with that idea and pretend that it works. Because in this universe, in this world, it does. And that is basically how he well for one lives and gets his superpowers, which in this movie is basically fast martial arts fight ability. That's basically what we have. And well, for the most part, it actually delivers. So if you're looking for some decent action fights martial arts sequences, you actually are in a bit of luck. So you do actually get some. One of the first ones is funny enough is actually a fantasy sequence because like most kids this his child has like a I guess like a dad superhero complex, and also he's a comic book artist, so he kind of like draws like drawing superheroes is kind of like his thing. Like I guess that's he's kind of his hobby or his job. Um, so yeah, I guess he it all goes well. I mean, for him, he kind of just like well, for one, he gets to live a little bit longer than he was expecting, so he gets to spend a lot more time with his family. So he's happy about that. Then he realizes that he's with his superhero strength, he can actually start beating up bad guys and being a superhero. And well, as you can imagine, because in the world of social media, people can take video recordings. His family is not too happy about this because having yourself recorded doing things pretty much leaves you open to danger, leaves his wife and child in danger too. So they kind of get that. There is a bit of tension there, but he still likes this superhero life, so he kind of just decides to keep doing it. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And it's so it all kind of just goes his way until he comes across the bad guy. So one of the reasons why he comes across the bad guy is because there's still some kind of unfinished business with regards to the person that died, like the person that that used to have his new body was someone else, and you kind of get the impression that he was like not always on the level, like he was kind of connected to like try like the gangs and stuff. So he obviously has a past, so he's kind of and because through the operation he does get a bit of memories, like he still gets a little bit of flashbacks to what his old body used to be and his life, and connected to his old spouse. He kind of just tries to investigate that too. And well, long story short, that kind of ends up leading him to the bad boss. And as it turns out, the big bad boss has connections with the scientist. So the scientist is implied has been doing this experiment, this sort of thing for a while, and he does it to keep the old bad guy, alive. So I guess it's one of those things where you're probably not meant to think about it too much. Like you're not meant to think through about how it works. That he continually has like new bodies and all that stuff. But that's just just go with the fact that he uses his scientific ability to keep him alive longer than what's necessary. So it ends up to him and his family being captured. And what do they do? So needless to say that they do escape. And there are some fight sequences that get them out of it too. So yeah, interesting enough, there is. I mean, okay. So for disclaimer, they're going to be spoiler alerts. Spoiler alerts. So yeah, so they do get out of it, and yeah, he ends up um keep keeping doing the superhero thing, but the wife just kind of tells him, "Yeah, you can keep doing it. Just please put on a mask." So it's an interesting take on that superhero genre, like that genre, because he doesn't actually don the mask until like he doesn't really get the mask until the very end, until the very end of the movie. The rest are pretty much in fantasy sequences. So yeah, so I wasn't quite sure what to make what to make of it going in when I first saw the trailer, but I ended up having a lot of fun. The fight sequences are pretty cool. You get to see some really nice animated stuff as well, especially when the mother is basically telling a bed, bedtime story to his son. And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong with this. If you can actually get a copy of the movie somewhere, but the movie, I mean, the artwork style looks very like of medieval, ancient Vietnamese, like in terms of the arm and stuff. So it looks like a very interesting tale. Whatever that she was telling him. Let me know in the comments if you actually know what I'm talking about when that sequence comes. I'm not quite sure how well versed in martial arts the main character is. From what I've read, I don't think he is, but whatever training they made him look pretty decent. So the fight scenes were pretty good, and yeah. So I guess it's another interesting take on superhero genre because it's not very often in superhero movies where the main protagonist is already a married man. Usually they keep him younger and then they give him like a love interest. But in this case, he that all that family stuff is established. So it focuses more definitely on the love between the father and his son, because he does have like starts off with him wanting to save him and stuff like that. So yeah, there is, I mean, I guess if I was gonna say there were cons, I would say that this you have to like take the story as it is and not think about it too much. Otherwise, it might not make as much sense. So it's one of the things that you can enjoy it. It's not meant to be that deep. Just enjoy it for the visuals, the fight scenes for what it is, and you do get some really cool shots. It must be said. And but yeah, in terms of story, it's serviceable. It's like it's not in depth. It's not kind of like wow. If it was made in Hollywood, it would probably be one wouldn't be one that actually won any Oscars. You take what you can get. And there is this weird subplot where it's revealed that the scientist guy is actually the main character's dad, long lost dad. I don't know how that works in, to be quite honest. Maybe they just went for added, upping the stakes. But yeah. As for the DVD that I bought itself, as you can see, yeah, it's pretty much as basic as you can get. Unfortunately, I tried to find like a Blu-ray version or one with special features. At least for what I found, does not exist. If that is, I mean, if you guys do know of another way of another copy that has like interviews and stuff, let me know. But in this case, what it has is basically scene selection, change the language, and a copy of the trailer. And that's pretty much it. But it has a movie, and yeah, so it is interesting. So it is a pretty cool movie from Vietnam. I guess they are trying to get themselves into that superhero game. I guess to leave it on a tangent, there is another movie that I guess will be coming out. Um, um, from Vietnam. So there is a famous actress, film producer called Veronica No, and her film production company, I think 88 Studios is what it's called, is making another Vietnamese superhero movie as well called Vietnam. So I guess that would be the next one. It probably would have come out last year, or maybe it will come out this year. Just so you know, it's probably been delayed by COVID, as many film productions are. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it from all I can remember. So Lôi Báo is what this movie is called. Directed by Victor Vu. So it is worth a watch if you can get a copy of it. Maybe it's on a streaming service. Hopefully it's on a streaming service somewhere. Do check it out. And if you do get a copy, let me know what your thoughts are. And hopefully, we'll see where the superhero genre takes off in Vietnam, because it is a really cool place for action. So to give another example, there was Fury, also starring we're not gonna Bay Wrong, some another movie starring Johnny Tree Nguyen, so which I think what's it called? The name escapes me at the moment. But so yeah, so the Vietnamese film industry is really popping up some really cool movies. So it's worth looking into if you're looking for something unique and different. But this is a superhero movie called Lôi Báo. It's interesting take. It's got some really cool visuals out there. Like I said, the superhero costume that he sort of dons is pretty cool without being too. It's an interesting take without being looking ridiculous. And that's always useful when it comes to like superhero movies. So yeah, so I guess I will leave it at that. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there are any other movies that you want me to review. I think the next movie that I do want to be looking into is the latest Batman movie starring Robert Pattinson and Zoe Kravitz, Colin Farrell as well. If there's any other movies that you want me to review, or any other topics you want me to talk about, let me know. I guess I will leave it at that. Let me know what your thoughts are, and I'll see you next time.